Okay, so we're gonna talk about my Amish funeral and stuff and what we observed. Okay, so I'm gonna let anyone go ahead and start
Oh,
to tell me.
okay. When it was time to, she asked me. We sat outside, and Michelle was making sure I was ready to go in. She said, "What was
For
I
the
going to
funeral.
say?" Yeah, for the funeral. And she said, "What was I going to say?" And I had already had stuff prepared to say. I was like, "Okay." So when we went in, or tried to, and there was an usher there, and he was ushering us to go sit at a certain spot. He was telling us where seats were because the seats was filled. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this woman was very loved. The seats was filled, all of them. Okay, and there was only ones in the back that we sat in. So we sat in the ones in the back, and the lady sat right next to me. So, um, her Aunt Mary's
Not Mary.
brother was talking,
Mm.
and you know, Michelle was asking me what's wrong. I was like, I'm a bro. I'm the oldest brother out of sisters, and I have a sister that I'm really close to, with through a lot of stuff with, and I was feeling the sadness. I was really feeling. I felt sad. I heard the crack in his voice. This is an older man. Okay, I'm like, he's got some gray in his beard, older man,
Yeah, my
and
Uncle Charles. Mm-hmm.
and it's just it sucks. It sucks to hear him going through it, and it's like I'm just really sorry. And I look at Michelle. I'm like, I'm so sorry because she's like, oh, maybe there will be a chance for us to speak or something.
Yeah, that's what I said before. Because here's the thing. So I remember when I was a kid, and my grandma, mother, or her name was Geneva Parker. At my grandma's funeral, I got the privilege of speaking. Family members got to go up and speak. So I thought, with the case of my Aunt Mary's memorial or funeral, that we were going to get a chance to, as family, to go up and speak. The crazy thing is that when I look at my Aunt Mary's like obituary or whatever, I noticed that under the order of service, which just basically tells you how the service is going to go, I noticed that there is basically there's parts where different people, I guess, in the family go and they do certain things on a funeral. So the prayer was led by my Aunt Donna. Um, and then, a cousin of mine, um, my cousin Marmina, she did the selection. And then I noticed after selection, there's acknowledgement and condolences. And it says um, that select family members can give acknowledgement and condolences, meaning that only certain people can speak when it comes to a funeral. Now, this, I'm taken aback by this because when I was a kid, we were able to go up and speak and, talk about, um, you know, the person, like for me, it was my grandma. I was able to talk about, talking my grandma's funeral. Even my brother got a chance to speak at my grandmother's funeral and stuff like that. So I thought, man, we're going to get a chance to speak and stuff. And so, before this day even came, I had been thinking about what I wanted to say, and when he had been thinking about what he wanted to say and stuff, because we had been touched by my Aunt Mary. I have countless memories of my Aunt Mary and experiences with her and everything. And so I thought it was only natural that everybody was going to get a chance to say something who wanted to say something. But at this particular memorial for my Aunt Mary, um, only select people were able to speak. Now, and one, why is it that they only allow select people to speak at this funeral?
Because it was only select people to speak that was in the favor of the church only. So it wasn't even about um, Mary, which is where I started to hear this service. I started to hear them sing with no instruments whatsoever. So I'm like, okay. And they had a tithe. A lot of people had a tithe to get to come in, or tithes to be served food and downstairs, whatever. They had a tithe box that said you got a tithe for the preschool for the kids.
Really? I didn't notice it.
But I saw it was right there when I was trying to help out your Aunt Nene. Or
My
Aunt Nene?
cousin.
Cousin Nene. I always say aunt, I don't know why.
Cousin.
Your cousin Nene. Anyway, I always say that, sorry. It's cousin Nene. So, he starts,
Pastor.
the pastor. This pastor starts, I keep on, I look at Michelle and I'm like, I don't like this. He starts sermoning and talking when, who just got off the stage? Her brother just got off the stage. People are sad right now. This is not about you. You already got people tithes already up in the door. You want to make a sermon.
Doing a funeral?
Doing a funeral. Okay. Nene sad.
My cousin Nene.
Her cousin Nene is sad. Okay, I know, because before then she had to get together, and I gave her a hug, and it was an embrace hug. I felt the sadness, and I gave her another hug, and she gave me another embrace hug. So it was that type of hug. Sad, you sad. It's like one of them, man, like you just so sad. One of them hugs, okay? And this was on before then. I looked at Michelle and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this because how dare you? This is not your time. Every second, 100% of the time, every minute, every second, every hour, it should be about Aunt Mary. This is who we're here for. Every family member, whoever she touched, is her time, not yours. The disrespect that he portrayed, and then had a nerve to have these people, I don't know if Michelle knew them or not, but to have these people sit there and sing with just a cappella, with no instrument, no nothing. And they're sitting here singing songs that sound like this. We will bear, Jesus, we will bear anything you throw at us. We will bear. This guy kept on saying that. And I was sitting here like,
how did the guy sound,
they was like, he was like, bear, we will bear. It was like that.
Yeah.
But, and they was just saying that, Jesus will not put any more on you than you will bear. Jesus will not put any more on you than you will bear. He just kept doing it. And I was sitting here like, to these family members and her. And I was just so, I looked at Michelle and was like, I'm sorry that they're doing this. I'm sorry. I'm not part of that church. I'm not, it's just the disrespect level was fucking high. For her family, for Nene, for the sad people, for her brother, and everybody else who was close to her. Okay, this is not his time to be doing that. And you want to say some stuff and him have a song. That song went on, felt like, for 4 whole minutes of saying that just when I put more on you than you will bear. God, when I put more on you than you will bear. Obviously, as you heard in part 1 already, her legs were cut off. Both of them. No church, no hallelujah, no Holy Ghost, no none of that stuff. Glue her legs back. Understand. And that's not all. She had a stroke. And that stroke took away one of her functions of her arm. What type of sick joke is that? So so not only did this woman go to church, so the pastor kept saying, okay, she had went to church, so why would God take away her legs? Why would God take away her function of her arm? As a joke? Oh, see, you get to have an arm. Oh, you get to have it, but you don't get to use it. But you get to have that one arm, you get to use it. You get to look at that one as a remembrance of something that you can't use. But you also have remembrance of something that you can't use, that you can't even see anymore down there on your legs. I just wanted to say that I'm very deeply sorry. But the only thing I can do is just honor Aunt Mary and all the way in truth. And I'm going to start with this apartment. Me and Michelle, when we first got this apartment, we didn't have jack shit. We had a sleeping bag. Okay? Because it was a move that we had to make after a car wreck. Her car. Okay? And so we made the move with nothing. Found some stuff for free, helped out. Got some stuff from my friend, Tony, helped out. But we didn't have any cookware. I'm going to show you something that we still have from Aunt Mary. She was the first person, only person, to give us any cookware. And she said, this is the start of cookware. Thanks, Aunt Mary. And I feel, I hold back tears because I went over to, her Aunt Mary's house. I ate her food. I'm very happy that I was able to, any event that she was coming outside and going into a house, I am very happy I took off my shirt and I held my shirt over her head
While it was raining.
while it was raining.
Mm.
I'm very happy that I took and I moved all rocks, all sticks out of her way.
Oh yeah, during that barbecue or something.
During the barbecue,
when she had to go down
when
the
she
hill.
had to go down the hill to go down on a wheelchair, so that she could have a plane, no bumps, no nothing. You know, don't have to worry about her wheelchair tripping over a rock or getting stuck on anything.
Mhm.
I'm very happy I treated her with that utmost respect. Something, before I get the cookware that we do have that's still left, that she makes lasagna in, tastes great. Pan's very easy to clean. I'm going to tell you something. During the barbecue at her cousin Nini's house,
It was in November, yeah.
in November,
Mm.
okay. Aunt Mary was still there and she was alive.
Yeah, she was in her wheelchair and stuff.
Yeah, this is
I helped her take her coat off into. Yeah, I did. I helped her take her coat off and stuff because she needed help, so I helped her take her coat off.
Yeah.
But she was downstairs.
Now, when I ate at her
in the
house,
basement.
I wasn't no freeloader. I went in there and I busted them suds. I busted the dishes for her. Okay, so I'm not no freeloader. I helped her out, and I'm glad I did so.
Yeah.
Anyway, what Aunt Mary said that day, I paid attention to. She was talking to a man named Stanley.
My cousin, yeah.
My cousin, this light-skinned guy, big guy, really
Tall.
tall, hard-working dude, big hands. Okay. And she was talking to him about pain. And there was a bunch of people downstairs. Okay, a bunch of people, and it was downstairs in the basement. And Aunt Mary said, "You know, Stanley, when you are in so much pain, you don't know what to do with it. You're willing to do anything to get rid of that pain." And I heard her say these words: "If I ever have to feel like that again and go through that pain again, I'm not coming back. I'm letting go. I'm done." Now, Stanley, he just kind of, I don't know if he heard it. I didn't hear if a lot of people heard that.
Yeah,
They
I
just
probably
seemed to
didn't
keep
hear it,
talking.
yeah.
But, for me, and I was like, uh-oh. Because that's kind of a sign that they kind of know something's coming. They've had dreams that something's coming. They feel it within themselves that something's coming. They start getting winter's blues, Sunday's blues, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm thinking that she was getting these winter's blues, Sunday's blues, or whatever. Okay, because she felt something. It was November, so these blues was coming or something. So, next thing you know, like if you're in part one, you hear about the whole hospital thing.
We'll still
Okay.
we'll talk about that anyway.
You hear about so
We'll
next
still
thing
talk about it.
in the hospital, we go see her in the hospital, and I'm like, dang, she's hurt. And Michelle was like, well, she says she feels like she's been cut in 1,000 pieces. And I thought about back to November, and I was like, oh no.
Mm.
And then I was like, okay, let's go see. So we went into the hospital, went and we sat down. She was just sitting there like unresponsive, sleep. It looked sleep. And I was like, okay, look, you and I both, we've taken Reiki level 1
Reiki levels.
and Reiki level 2.
We're now taking
We're
Reiki
now
level
taking
2.
level 2. So we took Reiki level 1, got our certificate. Okay, so I said, look, she's not talking. Her eyes isn't even opening.
She was asleep,
But she's
resting. Yeah.
moving her neck. Okay, so I said, this is what we can do. Let's step outside in the hall, gather some energy from the universe, gather the atoms, and channel it through ourselves, and make your Aunt Mary feel more relaxed.
And give it basically
And
her.
give it to her Aunt Mary. There was a Christian lady there who was sitting there. She had a Bible and she had
wearing a cross.
And nothing happened. Nothing. There was nothing.
Jesus
It
didn't
wasn't-
show up.
Yeah, nothing. So when it took the Reiki, so the energy, the universal life force, as they call it, that the magnetism that is always available. So me and her went in there, did the Reiki thing, our hands together, got the energy, and we just said, put our hands on Mary. We said, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
While letting the energy flow through us at the same time. And, held her leg. I didn't hold it. I just put my hand over it, and then put my hand over her stomach and then her arm.
Yeah.
The first person though to even touch her, I would have never touched her aunt if I had to know it was okay to touch her aunt, because there was a guy there.
My Uncle Charles.
Her Uncle Charles was there, and he came over and he felt her head.
He put straightened her out and stuff on the side and stuff.
And I guess he was trying to feel she had a fever or whatever. And I was like, okay, I didn't know if it was okay to touch her. So thanks to him doing that, that actually allowed me and her to feel like, okay, it's okay. She's well enough to be touched.
Yeah.
So we did that, right? Then, boom. Okay, her eyes opened since the whole time we've been in there. Her eyes didn't open until after we gave her that Reiki. So her eyes opened.
She was looking around.
And I was like, oh, good. So we had bought her a balloon.
Yeah, we bought her a balloon. Mm-hmm.
Okay, did we buy her a flower too?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you did. You bought her a rose. You did buy her a rose. You did. You bought her a rose because you said she liked roses.
Oh.
So you did buy it. Yeah, bought her a balloon and a rose. And we put it in a thing over there next to where this vase was. And I said, Aunt Mary, you got a balloon and a rose. Michelle bought you a balloon and a rose. And I was like, and I was just holding my hand on her right knee or her right leg. And I was telling her, I said, if you're in a lot of pain, it's okay to do whatever it is you feel you have to do to deal with this pain. And I said, if you start to separate from your body, that's okay. You don't have to be stuck in it. You can explore. If you start to feel like your arms are becoming functional again and your legs are going back, that's okay. You can go with that if that's what you feel. If you feel like you are stuck in your body and like you can't leave, you can either stay or not. And I was like, your family, I said, don't worry, it's going to be okay for your family. They will figure out a way and they will understand in the end.
Yeah.
And then she said, I didn't even know she could talk. I didn't even know she could even make a voice. But after doing what we did, after that, she said,
yeah,
like that. And she shook her head a little bit like this.
Yeah.
And then she looked and looked. And then that was it. She went back to sleep. And these doctors came in talking about, we're going to change her, blah, blah, blah. And they was in there for quite a while. And we went back in, touched her a little bit more, and we didn't do anything else after that, and then we left.
Yeah. And
the hospital.
Yeah. With us applying energy, you can go get the pot.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna go get the pot.
So with us applying energy or Reiki to her, as Ewan said, it is to make her feel peaceful, to make her feel better. Because the thing is that she was in a lot of pain. In part one, I told you guys how I was talking to my Aunt Mary after she had finished her surgery, and she said she felt like she was cut in 1,000 pieces and stuff. And, she was in a lot of pain, And so I wanted to do what I needed to do to help her, which is channeling energy through myself so that she may, her spirit may take as much energy as she needs to help heal her and stuff or whatever. So, that's what I did. I was more like I was touching her arm. Like it was like, I was basically touching, was her right arm I was touching? Or her left arm?
It was right. The right arm.
Yeah, I was touching her right arm and stuff, and I applied energy to her, to like her neck and her chest area and stuff like that. No, it's not something that's gonna hurt or make anything worse or anything. It's not anything like that. It is just basically to give her the energy she needed. And like Anwan said, that she was responsive. She opened her eyes, she was looking around and stuff like that or whatever. And so that was good that she was. I really would have, I did her say that or whatever. and stuff. She did do that. But, when I heard the lady who was a Christian wearing the cross and had the Bible and stuff, when I heard her talking and stuff like that, and talking about, well, you just got to pray, and you just got to do this, and you just got to, we'll see what happens and stuff or whatever, and just pray and stuff. I was really, I was really actually offended, because I was like, well, my Aunt Mary is in so much pain, and Jesus has not shown up, and she's been in this pain. The lady told me for like, oh, well, she's been, here for like weeks and stuff like that. Weeks? She's been in this hospital for weeks experiencing pain. And you mean to tell me that no Jesus, no cherubim, no seraphim, no angel, no Christian God showed up to heal her, but yet in the Bible they talk about, how Jesus healed 5,000 people or fed people and stuff like that, and they talk about that and stuff. I think he fed 5,000 people. And he healed all these people and stuff like that or whatever, and nothing can happen to help my Aunt Mary. Nothing can happen for her to even have, made it so that, so you mean Jesus didn't, put his hand on her, on her body and stuff, so, so she wouldn't be in this position.
Or Holy Spirit, so you call
it. And it, she should never even have been in this position if supposedly believing in Jesus and being saved and being a Christian gonna do something and praying gonna do something. She shouldn't have been in this position, because
they say that you had the shield of protection of God around you, but no, none for her.
So,
like she's saying, it's very offensive.
I mean, and the thing is, like I said, she should be healthy. She should have been healthy, walking around, 2 legs, 2 arms, being able to do all the things she wanted to do. She should have been completely healed, because, of going to church and praying. I'm sure she gave to church the whole thing. So she should have been healed. But you notice, no Jesus ever showed up. No Christian God ever showed up. No cherubim, no seraphim, no angel ever showed up, right? We don't see no miracles, right? In part 1, like I said, I called out to Jesus and I said, Jesus, if you're real, show up. But Jesus did not show up in this apartment behind us to show anything.
But everybody talking about Jesus revealed himself to me. But how he do that after you got into religion and you got into the Christianity? Why didn't he do that stuff before?
I wanna
But I mean,
I'll go ahead and let Anwan show you the stuff that she had, because I think she had a pot, but it rusted. But
okay. This is
the top of the pot that she had.
Yeah.
Turn it down. So this is the top of the pot that she gave us or whatever. And there was the bottom of the pot. What happened was there was like, it was an old pot, so it had like a hole, and eventually the hole got into it so much that like water was leaking out, so we had to throw it away. But this is the top. From my childhood, I actually remember this pot. My Aunt Mary had a whole set of these, a pot set of these or whatever, and stuff like that or whatever. So, unfortunately the bottom of the pot's gone, but we still have the top, which we do use from time to time to cover stuff or whatever. And then we also have this, what would you call this? It's a, no, put it down. This is a, what would you call this?
It's
a casserole dish?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't. Okay,
I would just call it a ceramic pot.
It's a ceramic pot that that I have from her and stuff, and I use it to make lasagna and stuff like that. And I make lasagna quite. I think I do pretty good making it, and stuff. And we eat it and stuff. And this is the ceramic pot and stuff that she gave us or whatever and stuff.
We didn't have a single dish. I'm telling you. This is why.
It was the pot, and then this was what we got.
This is why when she, and look at me, and I'll be sad about this stuff, and speak, that's why when she looks at me about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sad, because, like, without your Aunt Mary, we wouldn't even have that. I believe she gave us some starter food, too. She gave us her own noodles, too.
Yeah.
And some canned soup, I believe, and some canned, yeah, she did, actually.
Yeah.
She gave us some starter food, too.
Yeah, and and to think that it came from this woman right here, starting us off on, our apartment and stuff, when she found out we had an apartment and stuff, I mean, that's just like, that's crazy, that she's doing that and stuff, and she's doing this basically having one arm. but she's giving what she has to us to start. Like she said when she gave it to us, she said, I know this ain't gonna last a long time. Like when she was talking about the pot, she said it's not gonna last a long time, but at least y'all have something to start with and stuff, just to get you started. You'll buy some more stuff later, or whatever. One thing I regret is that my Aunt Mary never got a chance to see our apartment and stuff. It's very small. My dad calls our apartment a shack, which I don't know why he calls it that, but it's small.
So he basically saying it's small, because y'all know what a shack is. A shack is basically just something you put your lawnmower in and lawn equipment in, and it's just a little shack where you put, you got a little workbench in there, and that's really all you have in there. So.
It's just like, just to think about, my Aunt Mary's generosity, how she would, you could call her and talk about anything. There's so many people in my family who called her and talked to her, and came over her house to see her and stuff, and everybody's ate her food, for years and stuff. And, we all have, parts of her in us because we've ate the food, it's been accepted into us. And I think that that's wonderful and it's beautiful. I think that, you know that when a certain person makes food a certain way and you always look forward to it, one thing I know is that my Aunt Mary is not going to be making food like that anymore. We're not going to get that advantage, of having, her cooking and stuff. And this sucks,
Her Aunt Mary was a place you could go. You could make a couple of trips around places on Thanksgiving and on Christmas. She was one of the stops you go to get some food. And you would go to her place and she'd have a lot of plates. She'd have a lot of food. I'm talking about them big aluminum foil pans. You know what I mean? The type to put the turkey in. Yeah, she had macaroni of that. Oh man, spaghetti and meatballs of that. And I was really appreciative of that. And she told us, I don't want to have all this food in my fridge. Take as much of it as you want to.
Yeah,
and there's still more in the oven.
Because she's always had like a lot of food, and when she cooked the food, she has to have people take it home and stuff. Here, take it home, whatever. And she'd always say that, she's been cooking for years, Now, my Aunt Mary, the amazing thing about my Aunt Mary, is amazing, special gift to her is hair. She knew hair. She do all different types of hair. Actually, she used to have her own shop and stuff like that she had, and she fixed the women's hair and stuff, and she's always somebody you can go to about hair and stuff like that or whatever. She's just always had that gift of that. Something I didn't know, but I read from the obituary was that my Aunt Mary always used to be so active and stuff like that. It said she would go skating, swimming. She'd always like to travel, to a lot of, different places. Like she would travel to, she enjoyed going to Vegas, Texas, California, Indianapolis, and Atlanta and stuff like that. She was really active as far as her, her children were concerned. She liked to be out and about, going places, going to parades and stuff like that. She was really all around about really enjoying, experiencing stuff and being around her family a ton. I didn't know that my Aunt Mary was an EKG technician a long time ago. I had no idea that she did that and stuff. But the fact that my Aunt Mary was so active and like to get up, out, be going somewhere and stuff. And then I just think about the fact that for somebody like her to basically go from being a full-bodied person to, losing one leg, which was amputated, then losing another leg that was amputated, and then to have a stroke and lose this arm, and then only be down to one arm. And she was an active person, loved to travel and go places, But, of course, they're going to, people are going to say, oh, well, God's never going to put more on you than you can bear, or Jesus is not going to put more on you than you can bear. Well, can you imagine that?
How rude of them to say that. And to sing it in the church where everybody's hurt. I mean, for me, look, I'm just going to do Aunt Mary justice right now. I'm just going, and then some of y'all didn't make it. anything that Michelle finds not true, she's going to expose. You missed out on this. I'm going to get, this what it looked like. So for those that missed, that's what she looked like. I always remember them parts of her eyes right there, this little doctor. And she would say that, but anyway, I'll read. Okay. Celebration of life for Mary. It says E. Lewis Parker. Is there anything wrong with that?
Eloise Parker.
Is there anything wrong with the name?
I don't remember my Aunt Mary having the name Eloise. I remember when my mom would talk about my Aunt Mary, she would say that my Aunt Mary's name was Louise. It was Mary Louise Parker. That's what her name was, Mary Louise. The reason why it was Mary Louise was because my mom would talk about how my grandma's sister had a name also that was Mary Louise. Okay. And so the thing was, they both lived in the same geographical location or the same zip code. So what would happen is some of the stuff for my grandma's sister would come to my Aunt Mary, and my Mary stuff would go to my my grandma's sister and stuff, because both of their names was Mary Louise. So that's why my mom explained it to me, that they would have stuff would always get mixed up for them. So, my mom would go by saying her name was Mary Louise Parker because that was what her name was and stuff. So you can keep going.
All right. So sunrise. So it was rebirth. November 12th, 1952. And that's crazy because my birthday is November the 13th. So I'm like, what? And then sunset. So, with her
Passing, yeah.
passing. March 9th, 2018. I guess that's when they called it. And they declared it.
Okay, so I want to say something about the sunrise and then the sunset. So, sunrise. So, a lot of people would say sunrise or birth, right? Okay, well, that makes sense. In the sun, there is day. The day starts, or the morning, starts in the morning. So, things come to life in the morning, during the day, right? Sunset. Let's talk about sunset. Sunset is when, the day comes to a close. You know what I'm saying? The sun is going down. Okay. Now, with the sun going down, a lot of people associate that with the sun dying and then the moon coming up. Now, what sunrise and sunset are about is this actually goes back to ancient Kemet, right? Mm-hmm. As I believe. Tell them about the sun and the concept of the sun and the sunrise and sunset as far as Kemet is concerned.
Okay, so ancient Kemet, which is ancient Egypt now, which is in Africa, okay? It's black people who's there. Okay, so it's funny how the church uses sunrise and sunset, which we know that, the church stole a bunch of stuff from ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt. Okay, off of the walls of the writings that you can still go down there and see today. So, the explanation of the sun. Sunrise. This is where you get Horus, which is where you get your Jesus from. Horus was the first Christ-like Christ figure, and then the 16th one you have is now Jesus. Okay, so which is also corresponds with Anubis too, which is where you get God from.
Okay. So
sunrise is when the sun come out. Everybody was happy about the sun coming out. Crops grow, springs grow. The sun comes out, evaporates the rain, evaporates water, makes rain so that the rain can rain on the grapevines to give you wine. So that's how you get the sun rising, and then the sun turning water into wine. Okay, so that's how you get that. Okay, so sunset. So this is where you had the Egyptian anthropomorphized god, well, not Egyptian god, but it's like a symbol. Okay, for when the sun sets. So you have set. When set comes out, this is why it's associated with death, because that is when the sun dies. And then the moon comes out. When the moon comes out, everything gets crazy because you can't see, but there's animals that will eat you and hunt you down. Mm-hmm. That's why you have set. And set would be the bad part, the bad part would be somebody passing. Okay. So that's what you have with that. So yes, sun, life. When it sets, death. Animals can see you. You can't see them. They can kill you. There's nothing you can do. Mm-hmm. So of course you will have appreciation for the sun.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to go through this. Anything that you find false,
Okay.
let me know.
Go ahead.
So, life reflections of Mary. Okay, Mary Louise Parker, which you said Louise Parker,
Mary
not E.
Louise, yeah.
was born November 12, 1952, to John and Geneva Parker in Chicago, Illinois.
Mhm.
She was born the fourth child of 9 children. Mary moved to St. Louis as a young child and attended Catholic school and later St. Louis public schools. Anything about that?
That's pretty much accurate. I didn't know that she was born in Chicago, but yeah, I guess it could be true.
All right. Mary met Richard Lowry as a teen and later married in 1982. From this union, Arnell Lowry and Anissa Lowry was born.
Mhm.
Okay. Mary worked at Homer G. Phillips as a EKG technician for over 9 years before finding her calling as a licensed cosmetologist.
Yeah, so cosmetologist would be somebody who worked on hair and stuff like that. And my Aunt Mary did open her own shop too.
All right. Mary eventually opened her own shop and shared her gift of cutting hair, finger waves, and curls that never went dry. Mary was one of a kind when it came to styling your hair to perfection. Anything about that first paragraph that's not true?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, next. Mary had an open door policy. It didn't matter who you were or what your situation was. You had a home to lay your head securely with, a good meal to boot. She opened her heart to everyone. Niece, nephew, cousin, sister, brother, auntie, it didn't matter who you were. She would always be there for you one way or another. She did a lot of first things with her family, skating, Six Flags, and swimming. She would always do these types of things with the kids and for whoever wanted to go. Traveling was something she loved to do, always planning trips with family and friends to Vegas or Texas, to California, and Indianapolis, Atlanta. Any of that?
In Atlanta, yeah.
Okay, Atlanta. My mother believed in working hard and playing just as hard.
Okay.
Anything false about that paragraph?
Nope.
Okay. Next. Mary would give you sound and honest advice, whether you wanted to hear it or not. Okay. Is that when you say she was like, it's funny when she be cussing people out?
Yeah, she would be very realistic with you about the situation and stuff. And she was always there to listen to you. You know, she wasn't there to judge.
I remember at her cousin Nini's when I actually heard her curse a couple times. I was like, what? And it just sounded funny too. And it was like, oh, you must not been around Mary enough, you know. I thought it was kind of cool, you know. The voice of reason and despair, for sometimes you need it raw, and she was the one to give it to you. So you know, she don't put frost on old food. She gonna give it to you raw. So it says Mary loved the Lord. This is the part I don't know about.
Okay.
After everything she's been through. So Mary loved the Lord. She believed in his word and taught her family the same beliefs and values through selfless actions of love. Anything wrong with that?
Okay. Mary loved the Lord. Okay, so what my Aunt Mary loving the Lord. Okay, so I think what my Aunt Mary went through, all the stuff that she went through, with losing her legs, having a stroke, losing her arm, and going through a lot of diseases and stuff, going through the pain that she went through. Do I think she loved the Lord? Do I think she loved a Christian God who would allow her to suffer? I don't think she would love a God that's going to allow her to suffer through this life and stuff. Like, I don't think so. I think that she wanted, you know, the Lord or the Christian God to heal her and to allow her to get back to the active life that she had and stuff, and to not suffer in pain. But we see that didn't happen because she is now passed, because she cannot bear the pain, so much so that she decided to pass. She believed in his word. I never seen my Aunt Mary reading the Bible. You know, I seen her watch on TV, where she would watch on TV when they had the church services on TV and stuff, or people would be praying and singing and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna say that she was like believed in his word, because, like I said, look at the stuff she went through. Like I just said, you know, his word. The thing that people don't know about God's word, or it's not about the Christian God's word, correction, is that word in the Bible, this word right here, is not all roses and candy and loving and everything else. It's really not like that.
Especially for women, or black, or any black person. Jesus is okay with you being beaten. He's okay with you. He's okay with that. He ordains that. Next, anyway.
And taught her. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so she will forever be in our hearts.
No, you forgot and taught her family.
Oh, I'm sorry. She believed in his word and taught her family the same beliefs and values through selfless actions of love.
Okay, so my Aunt Mary did do a lot of selfless actions. She was about giving more to people and stuff. She gave a lot to people rather than, expecting things. Yes, she was selfless. And I think that is pretty damn badass to be that selfless as she was, as giving as she was, being willing to let people come in her house, family, whether family or friends or people, who she just met or something. I think that that's wonderful. Now I'll tell you, my Aunt Mary wasn't a Christian, because if you're a Christian, you don't do what my Aunt Mary did. There are Christians that basically all they do is they say they'll pray for you, but they never do nothing. They never go and take the money out of their pocket and give it to somebody who need it. They don't go and cook for other people who they don't know and invite them into their house. They don't do that. Okay? They don't do it. The most thing they'll say, and it's so funny because during the funeral, this pastor was talking about, well, you don't just, go around and copy in and saying the same thing over and over. But this guy's saying the same thing over and over. He's a damn hypocrite saying the same shit. Just, to get people to believe it and stuff. And doing that song, well, Jesus is not going to put more on you than you can bear. They said it multiple times. So you're copying, you're repeating, you're hypocritical. That's simply what you're doing.
It's very rude.
He's saying the same BS that, that all the pastors say. So
it said taught her family the same beliefs.
My Aunt Mary taught people about life and was very real about it. She didn't sugarcoat it. She didn't put frosting on all food. She didn't do that. She just gave it to you straight. To tell you, hey, this is the situation. Here, this is what you can do, or this is what you can do, and stuff like that.
I was having problems with my nappy ass head. My head was dry as heck. And I was like, I can't make it soft. She said that I can't be, she said, I can't be, sweet with it. I got to really put a lot of, she said, there's nothing wrong with grease. She told me,
Yeah, Mom Mary she would always put on her skin. She always on her skin. My Aunt Mary would always put Vaseline on and stuff to make her skin soft and stuff like that. And that's why I use it on my face now and stuff like that, to keep my skin moisturized and stuff like that on my face and stuff. That's what makes my face all soft and everything. And then let's see, you said, and she taught her children the values. She didn't teach her children Christian values. She taught them the facts of life. That's basically what she taught them, real life stuff, so you can live your life and keep going. And and not be disappointed when things didn't work out. She taught her children how to survive in this world, basically.
Okay. It says, see, because I want to make sure that her Aunt Mary does rest in peace for real. And the only way that a person can rest in peace is if you tell the truth about them, not lies about them. Because then they're going to forever be upset. Okay, on the other side, we don't need that. Okay, we need people to be at peace.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to continue. Okay. For nice people who do things, they don't deserve to be lied on or be used as an opportunity for a pastor to make gains.
Okay.
Okay, so she will forever be in our hearts, and her love shall forever live on in each one of us she has touched. Yeah.
Okay.
Words can't explain how greatly she will be missed, which he lied about, saying how she came down there, and he was especially moved by her.
And inspired by her.
But he didn't mention that one time that he took money out to help her with any situation whatsoever.
Yeah, and this is at her funeral.
And
which
I
you
didn't
can
see
remember.
him at the hospital offering up prayers to her whatsoever
Yeah,
or
I didn't see her.
gifts. So
See, I didn't
this
see
dude is
him.
sitting here
Sorry.
lying in front of everybody, and he just kept on saying, "In Jesus' name, in the name of Jesus Christ, in the name of Jesus Christ," which we know in the Bible it says, you know, you know, many will come unto me in my name, saying that I, Jesus, am Christ, and shall deceive many. He deceived everybody that sat up in that mud. But anyway, it says Mary is preceded in death by her husband, Richard Lowry, parents, John and Geneva Parker, and sister, Karen Jenkins. She leaves to cherish her memory. Her children, Arnell, Dorothy, Lowry, and Anissa Lowry. Her siblings, Aaron Parker, Evelyn Adolph Peterson, Charles Arnella Parker, Pastor Donna Smith, Terry Viola Parker, Kim Shannon, and Craig Parker, sisters-in-law. Del Rita, Morgan Lowry, and Marilyn West, and a host of grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and cousins. Okay, so that's the part of life reflections of Mary. Because I am doing this for y'all who don't have this and who wasn't able to attend. So this is the other part. I'm just going to read it. Is it just like that?
The order of service.
Okay, so this was Saturday, March 24, 2008, 11 a.m. Third Presbyterian Church, 9990 Lewis and Clark Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri, 63136. Cedric Portis officiant. Okay, this is orders of service. Professional prayer. Pastor Donna Smith, Emmanuel Temple, Muncie, IN. Selection. Maura Amina Parker. Acknowledgement and condolences. Select family members. First of all, with that really pissed me off when Michelle showed me that. You, Pastor, do not control who gets to speak or who gets to not speak. Any of her family members get to speak. Anybody that's ever been touched by Mary gets to freaking speak. Whether it is in your church or not. Because we will talk. Okay, so life reflections. Read silently. Soft music. Is that what that was? They call that soft music? No.
There was no music.
Selection. Church. How dare you? You can have church any other time.
Eulogy.
Eulogy. Pastor Cedric Portis, Third Presbyterian Church. Benediction. Pastor Cedric Portis, Third Presbyterian Church. Repast downstairs in the kitchen. I thank God that I was born unto you. You raised me to be a strong woman, independent, selfless, with common sense. I thank God I was born unto you. You are more than just my mama. You are my mentor, who I admire, my best friend, who encouraged my strength, who inspires me to be strong. My mother, a woman with a heart of gold. I thank God I was born unto you, for you knew better than I knew myself. You always had a way of giving me understanding by installing in me morals, values, and integrity. Thank you for teaching me, changing me, and loving me unconditionally until I see you again. I love you, Mama.
I think that's from Nene. And I feel like Nene should have been able to. I think during the service, and I don't know if she spoke because we got there late, but I think that
11 minutes. Like we got there at like 11:11 or something.
So I think that the repast repast is basically where you eat and stuff. I feel like Nene should have been able. I think that she should have been able to speak, and I think everybody should have been able to speak. You know, or going around the room and talk about their experiences, even if it was short. From talk about Aunt Mary and the memories they had. I think that everybody should have had the ability to do that, and then everybody should have been able to go and eat. I think that would have been better personally. Because then, people would get a chance to get out their feelings and say things. Go ahead and keep.
All right. This here says acknowledgement. All right. We would like to express our sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks for your prayers.
Okay, go ahead.
And support during a very difficult time for our family. We appreciate your expressions of love during this time.
Yeah, that's all. And then
here is the back.
So down the back, different people said different things. That they said memorable moments with Mary. So there's like pictures and stuff. So one person had said, I think it's my sister, but I'm not sure. Said, but I'm not very sure, but I'm read it. Um, so it says, it was from Nikki. It says, what do you do when the final lap has been run? No more fights to be fought and no battles to be won. No problems to solve or advice to give. No more pain to be felt. No more life to live. No jokes to be told or bills to be paid. No house to clean or kids to raise. No birthdays, holidays, or graduations to attend. No bonds to be broken or relationships to mend. So what do you do when the race has been won? You rest and admire all the good that you have done. So that was from Nikki. I don't know if it was my sister who did it or whatever or not, but I think that was really nice. Next thing is said from my cousin Iris. She said, I close my eyes as I wipe my tears. I just keep wishing you were still here. I thank God for you being in my life. You became a second mom to me. You believed in me, and that made me the woman that I am today. Next, from my cousin Marmina, she said, I wanted to be like you, armed with a personality that was welcoming, real, and rooted in the highest of common sense IQs. Everyone was drawn to you, a mother, grandmother, daughter, sister, an aunt, a friend. Gold earrings, dope haircut, fly, fly, fly. I wanted to be just like you. You taught me how to skate, braid, and straighten my hair, make hot water cornbread, and encouraged me to dance. You will forever be in my heart, a beautiful woman, and more importantly, a magnificent spirit. I love and miss you. And then the next one comes from my cousin Aziza. She said, life through lessons of love. Life lessons to be taught. Matching outfits always bought. Daughters, sons, nieces, nephews, sisters, brothers. We're all family. Love your enemy and your brethren. Crazy. Showing them crazier. Sunday skating. Phase 10 debating. Bust them out of here. You need some time. Take it, it's yours. All right, I love you, baby. So these are all the things that different people said. What I think is that I can't even imagine how many people had things that they would have liked to have said and got out about my Aunt Mary, and said, and there's, and on here, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people whose responses are on here. Now, I know, that on the obituary, on the back, I understand this on the back. There you go. So on the back, I understand there's a limited amount of responses that could be on there. But just to me, I think if everybody was able to go around the room and speak for 2 minutes about just things they wanted to get off their heart and say, it would make it a lot better for people during, I think, even the church service, or even even when we were eating food at the repast. I think that would have made people feel more at peace. There was a lady at the repast who basically bust out in tears and was crying and stuff or whatever, really showing emotion and stuff, or whatever. And, I just think that, they had an urn, like a red urn, and then the flowers and stuff like that. One thing I didn't see is I didn't see any pictures of my Aunt Mary, I think that that's one of the things that should have been there, other than just on the obituary, with her face. Oh, other than just, this face of her. I think that, there should have been pictures of my Aunt Mary. I think that there should have been her picture albums, there for people to flip through and to look through and to see the pictures. I think that really would have made her spirit happier for people to see pictures of themselves.
In all honesty, I thought there was going to be a great big like
picture.
Not picture. I actually thought there was going to be a great big poster for us to sign for Nene, because her mother. So I thought we was going to be able to sign something for Nene and make
was
a little,
daughter.
Yeah, for her daughter, because
for my Aunt Mary,
yeah.
So my Aunt Mary's daughter,
but there was
Nene,
nothing for us to sign. For
Nene to give her, to give her encouragement or anything like that. I gave Nene a necklace that I basically put together myself. The stone itself, and I put it in the necklace or whatever cage that's in it. It's like a stone, and then the stone is in like a cage or whatever that wraps around it. and stuff. And I gave that to her because for me, it was something that was, it was something that was, you know, that I think she needed. The stone is supposed to promote love and stuff like that, helping you, you know, when you need that extra amount of love and stuff like that. I noticed that my cousin Nene was, you know, going around during the repast, going everywhere and around a lot of people, taking pictures and stuff, trying to capture moments and stuff. She's still trying to you know, continue what my Aunt Mary did with capturing moments of people and stuff like that or whatever. And I think that was good. But I also think that I also think that Nene should have been able to sit down to rest, you know, and stuff like that. I know my cousin. I know my cousin Nene. I know she is the one who is going to hurt the most. She and her brother Ornell, they're the ones that are going to hurt a lot harder than a lot of us, you know, because they're her kids, you know. And the thing is that, you know, my cousin Ornell, you know, he didn't get a chance to be there, you know, at the funeral and stuff. He didn't get a chance to be there and stuff. And so I know that he would have wanted to be, but he wasn't able to be. So, you know, I think that Nene and Ornell, they're the ones who are going to really hurt a lot because, you know, that's their mom, you know. This is their mom, you know what I'm saying? This is their mom right here who they're going to, you know, have to, you know, live without essentially. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
how are you going to have get-togethers and barbecues knowing, and you're going to see that same spot that she always picked downstairs, you know? And the reality just really sets in because it's like, then you see the food, and then you're expecting a certain amount of food to be there, and then
Yeah,
that
and
food,
one
the
thing
certain
like
amount's not there anymore because that person is not there to make it for, you know, for that event.
yeah, and then also because my Aunt Mary, like I know that one of the most difficult things that my cousin Nene is gonna have to do is go through my Aunt Mary's stuff, her clothes, you know, all her my Aunt Mary's jewelry and all the stuff that she had, and you know, figure out what to do with her wheelchair and you know her crutches and stuff that she had or whatever, and medicine and everything and stuff. And you know that's has to be a tough thing to go through when you have to go through your parents' belongings when they passed. You know.
Even animals loved her. Little dog named JJ. She'd give if he beats good, she'd give him a hot dog. You know, I thought that was really nice. Nice of
Yeah, for Mom Mary.
her,
Did she?
Aunt
Yeah,
Mary.
Mom Mary loved dogs. She really did. You know, JJ, she'd always have a hot dog for him all the time. Yeah,
He's
she
like a
always
little.
did.
He's like a lab.
He was
Short
a
hair.
little. He was,
He was like a short haired lab,
yeah,
and he had little
yellow.
floppy
Yeah.
ears, yellow. No.
Yeah, and stuff.
So
I-
you know she had a big heart when animals love you too.
I think I really feel that like this church, this funeral did not do her justice. You know, there should have been music. I know the church had the ability to have music because during the repast, the supposed pastor of this church, he had music downstairs to play. You know, but yet he didn't have any music to play during the service. I was like, well, damn, that's cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? I could tell he did it on the cheap and stuff.
No, we was the last persons to get our food. You know, we just were. We still got our food, but we was last. You know, while Michelle was out looking for Nene, you know, I just stood in front of the urn, and I just
The flowers show.
the urn and the flowers, and I stood there and I just looked at it and I just let my emotions and my thoughts speak for her, on the other side for her, and I just gave my thanks. You know, thanks for this, thanks for that. You know, I really appreciate it. And we took pictures with it
Next to the urn.
next to the urn. We'll show you this.
You might have to take the light down a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, your phone's up a bit high. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me, boom. You know what? All the way down. On that.
Oh,
There you have it. That is the urn,
and that's the flowers.
and that's the flowers. It's about as close and as clear as it's gonna get. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah. You go ahead and put the light back up. So, you know, the urn, like, seeing the urn there and the flowers there and stuff like that, I think it made it more real. I was expecting at the funerals to see like a casket, open casket and stuff like that, but um, that wasn't something that, I guess people were able to, like my family was able to get together and afford and stuff at the time because funerals are expensive. It can be $5,000 or $6,000 for that. So I understand why she was cremated and stuff. Um, so that was okay, and stuff. I think that I think the service did not do my Aunt Mary justice. It did not. I feel that what you know because of all that she did and gave, I think that it should have been amazing. I think that you know that there should have been a celebration, like the celebration of life. It shouldn't have been about doing a funeral about doing a damn church sermon. It shouldn't have been none of that bullshit. You can save that shit for you can save that for later, and stuff. I really think that the fact that the pastor asked for a tithe is ridiculous.
How dare you
For a
make
funeral.
money? How dare you make money off of people's sorrow?
Yeah, I think that that's ridiculous. The reason why is because in the Bible it says that um that that the church is supposed to be provided for, meaning uh you know the pastor is supposed to have everything that is needed, and the any of the like funding or anything that's needed should come from the state or the government, and stuff like that. A church happens to be a 501c3, which happens to be a government. Is a government.
The government calls
run.
it a creature.
It's
When
just
you
a
read it,
government.
yeah, the government calls it a creature. They don't even call it a business or anything like that. But it's to give you tax exempt status to keep you going up and up. Which the powers that be is supposed to be ordained by God and everything else. But you also read in the Bible that says Satan is the god of this world. With the whole material thing and all that. But it's all just what that is. Are you gonna have a part 3? Because or do you
It's
want me to
fine.
go ahead
We're gonna keep going with this one.
Okay, I'll read the thing whenever you're ready. I will read it.
So I mean, I just think that the service, like because of all my Aunt Mary did, I think that the service should have been a hell of a lot like better. And I'm not trying to say that anything like trying to say that the family should squeeze the family more money or something. No, I think that I think the service should have been something where the church, if the church was really respecting our family and the pastor saying, oh, he was inspired by my Aunt Mary and everything like that, and she was happy on days when he wasn't and stuff when she came in or whatever, I think that they should not have asked for tithes. They shouldn't have asked for that at all.
No pastor or preacher should be asking for any collection plate. He should not be passing a collection plate around or asking for any tithe. Be the people of the church that are there that got problems, that don't got money, that don't got it like that. They're there to get what you got. They are there. You claiming that you speak to the Holy Spirit, that you got a personal relationship with God, that you get stuff directly from Him. If you can't get your roof of the church fixed or plumbing fixed, if the Holy Spirit can't come down or the Holy Spirit can't fix that stuff or can't make a way for you to just find the money, you know what? You shouldn't be passing any tithe or collection plate around. Then no one should be doing anything with you, because that's just the whole thing about it.
It shouldn't be something
because
like
people
that.
People are coming to you to get the word of the Holy Spirit, because you are supposed to be anointed. You the pastor are. So if you can't get any of that stuff yourself, you can't get that stuff from God. You can't get that stuff from Jesus. And if you can't get that stuff from a Holy Spirit or a Holy Ghost, what are you doing and what are they there for? They're going to have that in the back of their mind the whole time, because they're like, oh, so even through this, I'm still going to need God. Well, the whole thing is that, the ancient African civilizations, before they even knew of a Quran or of a Jesus or of a Christianity or any of that stuff, we was already masters of trade, masters of agriculture, speaking multi languages and stuff. And you had them They was called the Songhai Empire, the Kilwa, the Mali, the Kumasi, and the Benin. Okay, all those very highly successful African empires that was not even taught the 1611 King James Bible that you guys have during the time that slavery was already going on, that we have, that we know. They was taught something in the codexes that said different things. And those codexes, we haven't seen those. We haven't seen a complete version of those. We haven't seen that. So when 1611 Bible came around and King James started writing stuff, when we got slavery, the time when we got slavery, like, we was already enslaved. So, but we never needed that stuff. We never needed the Bible, none of that stuff. They used that to get missionaries to come down there into black lands and black African places. There were still tribes, but they didn't want to enslave the tribes. They wanted to get rid of that bloodline. They wanted to get rid of that intelligence of the black men and women, okay, of ancient Kemet, which they tried, with Ptolemy, the second Philadelphus, the Ptolemy coming in there, conquering himself onto the throne as a white Greek pharaoh, and then that's where you get your Septuagint. You won't have a single Bible without the Septuagint, which was Greek. If you get a book that's called Hebrew is Greek, you can look it up on Amazon, and it costs a whole lot of money because that guy explains how Hebrew is Greek, because Ptolemy, okay, the white Greek pharaoh you see that has a nose and lips, because you see all the black ones, they broke the nose off. They broke the lips off. You see the black features, those features are broken off. So they kept the nose and the lips on him because he's white.